God will give you tissue for all of your issues. Well, all right.
Make that beat slap fresh.
Yeah. God will give you tissue for all of your issues. Can't never be forgotten, he won't miss you. Lift your problems in the air, I promise you.
It all worked out. It sounds like a complete puzzle now when you talk about how you started versus where you are now. And then even you mentioning you are going to continue to evolve as a man of God, but it's the complete version of that. So I'm excited about that. And now we're at your debut Christian album entitled Mud. First, let's talk about how we got the word mud to be the title of your album.
So as I've grown as a Christian, I understand that there was only one perfect being, and that was Jesus. You know, we will never be perfect. You know, striving to be perfect we will fail every single time. I don't believe God wants us to strive to be perfect. I want us to be the perfect version of ourselves. With growing as a Christian, I understand that we've done a lot of things. We're gonna sin every day. So I came up with the idea, okay, we're forever singing, but we're growing in God's spirit. We're gonna forever be the two intertwined until God rids away of all sin. So I was like, what is one thing that's kind of like a mixture of something good and something bad? So when I thought about it, I was like mud. Mud is a mixture of water, which is pure, and dirt, which is, it's just dirt, but we came from dirt. So I was like, if you mix the dirt, which is our sin, and if you mix the water, which is God's purity, we're all mud. So now we're mud, and God gets to shape us and mold us into whatever you want us to look like. So that's when I came up with the idea of entitling my debut album, Mud.
I love that. And every time I hear you share that with someone, because I'm not only having the pleasure of interviewing you, I'm the wifey, I've seen this journey. I see people, their eyebrows rise and you give them the definition of why, the explanation of why you named it Mud. And that led to the first track, Unworthy, that you decided to put me on. I've asked you this, but I feel like we never had a deep discussion about it. But beyond just my voice, what made you want to say, I want my wife to do the first track of the album and write a song about being unworthy?
It goes back to one of my overall goals. And one of my overall goals is to be legendary, to be one of the greatest artists of all time. In order to be one of the greatest of all time, if you think you can't be the greatest of anything by yourself, so I see, I'm a big documentary person. I love watching the behind the story of artists. I will watch that any day. And you see all of them say the same story, like Michael Jackson. He has so many writers, so many different producers, so many different musicians on the Thriller album alone. Like we're talking over 100 different people. And it's one of if not the greatest album of all time, it's the highest selling of all time, and it's not even close. So it led me to believe okay, if I inspired to be that, why wouldn't I not work like that? So I came up with the idea because the first record was supposed to be a record with me on it, but I was like, I wanted to hit them different. I want when they heard the beginning of this album, I wanted to grab them differently. And my wife is a great speaker, and my wife is a woman of God, and my wife is the reason I'm even a Christian myself. Why not pop it off with the mere person that is the reason I'm even here? So I decided to let you start the album.